So in this video we're going to concentrate on stretching. And stretching is really good to get going, just to loosen up all the muscles and the joints. And it's good to get started with if you're going to be doing an exercise program, just to try and gain mobility and loosen up some muscle. So it's also useful in a graded exercise therapy program. So if you are struggling with chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia or some other chronic pain syndromes, then you would have been given a graded exercise therapy program. And when it talks about starting a stretching program, these are the kinds of exercises that you're going to be doing. So we're going to focus on the muscles that generally get tight, so in your neck, shoulders, lower back, hips and legs. And I'll throw in a couple along the way as we feel they're necessary. So come along with me and let's do some stretches. So the first set of exercises we're going to do focus on the neck. So we're going to target the trapezius muscles, which attach onto the base of your head and into your shoulder blade, and the scalenes that are attaching onto the side of your neck. These are the ones that are working really hard when you are sitting at a desk. So what you're going to do is take your free hand, you're going to hold onto the side of the chair that you're sitting on, or otherwise you're just going to slide it underneath you. You're going to turn and look down, aim your nose into your armpit, use the weight of your hand, and pull your neck down. So you would do this for 30 seconds at a time. The second one, you're still going to go into that position, but now you're going to rotate your head up until you see the corner of the room, and then pull your head over as well. 30 seconds, 3 times. If you're standing in a shower, these are really nice to do because you can let the hot water run over your neck and help to ease those muscles. The next one we're going to do then is just a pure flexion. So you're going to use your hands on the top of your head and pull down. I'm now going to focus some of the attention to your shoulder. So to stretch out the back or the capsule of your shoulder, you're going to take your arm across you and just use your good arm to pull across. Again, you would do these on both sides. You can then take your hand overhead and pull across with your elbow. That will start to get that pull across the base there. Then to get behind your shoulder blades, you would hang onto a banister rail perhaps, or otherwise you can just slide yourself back and imagine that you're hanging on something and just push yourself forward from your shoulder blades. You can also cross your arms over and then lift up. You'll also feel that pulling in the base of your shoulder blade. If you spend a lot of time on a computer, your arms usually take a bit of strain. So to do that, you're just going to use your one hand to stretch your wrist towards you. You'll feel the stretch across the top there. And then you can flip over and do it the other way. So stretch your wrist flexors. Okay, the next set of exercises are for your full back. So it's called a cat or a camel, and this is what you would then tuck in your pelvis and tuck in your chin. And then look up. So you would do this a few times just to mobilize your back and get it nice and loose. You can then slide your hands forward, open up your knees and go back and sit on your feet. Which is a nice one for your back. You can then cross one hand through and go back again. Or the other way. So a nice one to loosen up your hamstrings is to do a roll down. So you would tuck your chin in and then roll yourself down until you touch the floor if you can. Otherwise just hold onto your shins. In this position now, you're going to bend and straighten your legs one at a time until your hamstrings loosen up and you're able to get further and further down. And then roll back up. A few of those is really nice to loosen up the back as well as the hamstrings. And down, and then bend and straighten until you're able to get further down. To loosen your back, you can cross one leg over the other and then use the bottom leg to pull the top leg over. You should feel a stretch in your lower back. So this helps to get all the muscles alongside your spine. Good. Then to get into the glutes, you can pull one knee up towards your chest and aim it towards your opposite shoulder. But these ones focus on your breathing. If you take a breath in, and then as you let it out, focus the pull back onto the breath out. You'll feel you'll get more mobility. Then to get another one into the hip, you can cross one leg over the other and then pull this leg up towards you. If you feel like you're not getting enough of a stretch, you can push your ankle into your thigh, hold it for 10 seconds. So there shouldn't be any movement. You can just push down for 10 seconds, hold it, and then relax, and then try again. And then in that position again, push your ankle into your thigh for 10 seconds, hold it, then relax, and then you'll get some more mobility. Then to get your hamstring, you can pull your knee up towards your chest and then slide your knee straight so that you can straighten out your leg and feel the pull into your hamstring. You can do an active stretch by kicking and then hold on the last one, and then again with your breath out, you'll get more range. You can also push your thigh back into your hand as if you're going to push your leg down onto the mat again. Hold it for 10 seconds and then relax, and then you'll see you'll get much more range. Then you can work in this range again until you feel like you've stretched it all out. And next we're going to stretch out your quads, so these muscles in front of your thigh. You're going to pick up your foot and push it into your hand. So make sure that your knees are equal. You're going to push your foot down into your hand, hold it for 10 seconds, then relax and ease it up until you can get your heel towards your bum. Then again in the new range, push down into your hand, hold it for 10 seconds, relax and pull back up again. To stretch your hip flexors, which are the ones that sit in the front of your hip, we're going to go into a lunge position. So you would get one leg up in front of you, and then if you can already feel that, you would stay there, otherwise you would take this leg back a little bit more. Then you're going to tilt your hips backwards. So doing a pelvic tilt, really trying to tuck your tail in and hold it there. You should feel that stretch in the front there. So you would do that 10 to 15 times until you feel it loosen up. And then you can do a stretch into it again. To work into the inner thighs, you can go onto your hands and your knees. Open up your knees as wide as you can go. You would then push your knees into the ground as if you're trying to lift yourself up again. Again, you hold that for 10 seconds at a time, then relax, and then ease out further. And then you can either go back and sit forwards or backwards. And again, you then push your knees down into the mat, hold that for 10 seconds, relax, and then ease yourself out further. And then you can play with the angle that gets the stretch the most. To stretch your calves, you need to work on two layers. There's a layer that touches just below the knee and a layer that attaches just above the knee. So to get both in one exercise, we're going to push one knee towards the wall, keeping the heel down, and the back leg also push the heel down and then lean into the wall. This way you're stretching the front knee with the bent leg, getting your soleus muscle, and then the back leg is getting your gastroc muscle. Sometimes our shin muscles give us trouble, specifically if you're a runner or if you've been doing a lot of skipping or jumping. If you sit on your haunches and then lean back onto your feet, you'll feel that you are stretching the front of your shin. If you're still not feeling it, you can roll up a towel and put it underneath the front of your foot and then push yourself down onto it. to stretch the fascia underneath your feet, specifically if you have been walking in flat shoes or unsupported shoes. That sometimes takes its toll. You can get your toes up the wall so that you're stretching underneath your big toe, and then lean your knee towards the wall over your big toe. So you should feel a nice stretch happening in the arch of your foot. And that will take about 30 seconds or so again to settle down.